the Para Cave Podcast, proudly brought to you by major sponsor Jack's Pale Ale, exclusively available at Parramatta Leagues Club, Shannon Cooney from Glenmore Park Realty, BTZD Clothing, and the official media partner of the Para Cave Podcast, the Parramatta Times.
Welcome to another episode of the Para Cave Podcast. And now over to your host, Troy Warner, broadcasting live from the world-famous Para Cave.
And yes, welcome back to the Para Cave Podcast. And it is interview-based podcast day today, Thursday. As every Thursday, a interview-based podcast will come out. It will be with a former player or a fan of rugby league, of a particular rugby league club. Doesn't have to be the Parramatta Eels, but if it is, that is a bonus, but doesn't have to be, as I love listening to fans' stories of rugby league supporting, and, you know, without the fans, where do we have a game? Where do we have the game of rugby league? Anyway, to today's episode, and it is episode 330, and it is with a player who was probably one of the original sort of, I guess you could call, big wingers in our game. And look, there was Eric Grothe Sr. for Parramatta. He was probably maybe one of the originals, one that I know of anyway. There was probably some more before that, but one that I knew of anyway. But this man, he came along with the Brisbane Broncos in 1988, so their inaugural season. Also played for the Parramatta Eels, the club that I love, and also the Gold Coast Chargers as well, playing over 100 NRL games. And that man is Mr. Brett Plowman. You would have saw the Instagram reel that I did last night about the guest announcement. So, yep, Brett Plowman, as I said, played for Brisbane, Parramatta and the Gold Coast Chargers. Now, during the chat with Brett, we talk about growing up in Queensland and his favourite team growing up, favourite players, playing with the Brisbane Broncos in their inaugural season in 1988, the calibre of players that he was playing with, also being coached by Wayne Bennett as well. Some very interesting yarns about Wayne Bennett, certainly as he is in the news at the moment as well about his coaching future anyway. Also moving to the Parramatta Eels as well, and why that happened, playing against former teammates, and also playing at the Gold Coast Chargers as well, where he was part of a team where they made the finals for the first time, so a big achievement there. Also, we have a few common league questions as well as the quick top 10 and the set of 6 as well. A very interesting interview, I thought, with Brett, so I really appreciate his time for coming on and giving me a chat on the Para Cave Podcast. And of course, this wouldn't be at all possible, as you heard at the top of the show, without the sponsors of the podcast. Jack's Pale Ale, exclusively available at Parramatta Leagues Club, Shannon Cooney from Glenmore Park Realty, BTZD Teamwear, and the Parramatta Times, the official media partner of the Para Cave Podcast. Also, check out my Instagram page as well, the Para Cave Podcast on Instagram. A new sponsor has come on board, the League Tees. They have a great range of t-shirts available in both rugby league based, AFL, cricket, Australia as well. They've got a sensational range. They've decided to come on. Check out the giveaway that I am doing on the Instagram page on that one. But anyway, you don't want to hear me talk. You want to get straight into the interview. That is enough of me at the moment. So without further ado, as Hindy would say,
get a beer, coffee, whatever you want.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's get straight into it. And today on the podcast, I've got a former player who used to play in the NRL for three clubs, the Brisbane Broncos, the Parramatta Eels, the club that I love, and also the Gold Coast Chargers as well. And probably one of the first sort of big wingers that you saw in rugby league. Welcome to the Paracave podcast, Mr. Brett Plowman.
Yeah, thanks, Troy.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for joining me. Now, where did a young Brett Plowman grow up, and what was life like as a kid, and what did you get up to?
When we were young, we moved all around southeast Queensland. My old man was in the forestry, so he got sort of transferred every 12 months. So during my time, I think I went to about 11 schools.
Wow.
And my senior years were at Ipswich Grammar.
Okay.
Where I played rugby.
All right, so you started off playing rugby?
No, I played league like all my younger years. It's only 11 and 12, whereas when I went to the private school,
all right, yep.
I played rugby.
No worries. Well, being a Queenslander, who was the team that you supported in first grade? Did you support the Brisbane competition, or did you have a Sydney team?
Because we never used to get the used to be ARL then, but sort of we used to get sort of the Sunday game at ABC, and I recall when I was up in Cairns watching Parramatta win the grand final. Geez, I tell you what, I forget that, but I think they might have played Canterbury.
Oh yes, 1986.
Yeah. So I think Parramatta were the side I followed.
Okay, nice. Who were some of your favourite players that you used to love watch from the Eels?
Oh, obviously the big fella on the wing, Gracie was good.
Yep.
Sterlo, his uncle was my principal.
Okay.
So I sort of had a tendency, I liked him, and that's when I went there in, 94, 95. I was glad to go there.
Yeah, no, definitely play for the team that you supported as a kid growing up. And so throughout the years, the Brisbane Broncos started in 1998. How did you get to the Broncos in their inaugural year?
I played Australian schoolboys for the rugby.
Okay.
And I think they picked me up from there. When I went to Ipswich, I didn't go to school very often. I just used to sleep in the dorms. We'd get up in the morning and train.
Yep.
And I'd go and sleep till lunchtime. And I'd get up. I'd go to sort of afternoon classes. So, back in those days, they had a thing called DE scores, right? So I did all right, but I thought, I can do better. So I went and repeated out at Bergen.
Okay, yeah.
So I went out there. That's where I've been Pacific at the time, and just concentrated on school, and then increased my TE score. So then at least I could go. I went and did physio. Not physio. What's it called? PE teaching.
Oh yeah.
Kelvin Grove, right? So, that's where I met Steve Renouf.
Yep.
And then I rang up Don Rebat and I said, mate, you've got to sign this kid. He's already talking to Newcastle.
Oh, okay.
He's going to go to Newcastle. But I said, mate, you've got to sign this kid. He is a gun.
Yeah.
So anyway, Rebo and they come up the next day and they signed him up. So it was good for Steve.
Yeah, definitely. Did he grab you at the same time then?
I'd already signed.
Okay.
Signed.
Yep.
Yeah, I signed with Canberra to start with, because Wayne Bennett was down in Canberra.
Okay, yeah.
But then Wayne went to Brisbane for the first year, and he just said, do you want to come with me? And I said, yeah, sure. So I just transferred from Canberra to Brisbane. I could never play anything for Canberra.
Yeah, no, that's it. Well, just before we get to your first grade debut, just what was it like being coached by Wayne Bennett during your time at Brisbane?
But, it's like obviously Wayne was a great manager of people and of people's minds, and that's what made him a great coach.
Yep.
So he had all the backup support with who was there, Kelvin Giles and Steve Nance and all that sort of stuff in the background. So, but his number one attribute is that he can manage people's minds.
And just talking about Wayne Bennett, your former coach at the Brisbane Broncos, how do you think he has been a influence to the other players off the field, and including yourself a little bit as well, but the hundreds of other players that he has coached from over the years?
Oh, Wayne, in that sense of the word, has probably been the best the NRL or ARL has ever experienced. His ability to transfer people's perception and the way that they think about themselves is the best.
Yep.
That's his biggest attribute.
Did he influence, I guess, yourself off the field, or just other players off the field that you saw that they might have been like in a down situation outside of football?
Myself, no. Unfortunately, I just have a one-track mind. Okay, so that's my mind. So,
yep.
Okay, and I can't answer the question about other people because that's them.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yep. No, that's fair enough. I mean, we have seen that Wayne Bennett is the master at being a man manager at the clubs that he has gone to, and even through other players at other clubs that he has coached before, he has helped them out off the field as well.
Yes and no. Support staff help players off the field. So Wayne's got a job. It can't be 24/7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So he does his best at what he does when he is with the players. He can't be like 12 o'clock at night. He's not with a player that's out at a club.
Yeah.
So that's not he can't handle that situation. But he has support people there behind him that also make sure they're on the same page that he's on. That's his best thing, I think. The people in the background are on the same page.
Yeah, well, we definitely saw that when Parramatta took on the Dolphins. Wayne was apparently down with the flu and didn't fly with the team to Darwin, and assistant coach Christian Wolf, who's taking over next year, he took the reins, but Wayne still called in, I guess, before the game and at half-time, and the Dolphins came out in that second half and absolutely blew Parramatta off the park.
Yeah, of course. Mate, when I say 24/7, Wayne's got to sleep sometime. Right, he's got to sleep. He's a human being. He's not a fucking computer.
No.
Right, but what he did, I heard that on the radio when I was coming back from work, and that's all he's doing. He's putting people on the same page, which is a good page, right? And if every other club could get Wayne's writings, well, geez, you'd have a great competition.
Do you think Wayne is the best coach in the NRL's history? I mean, there's been Jack Gibson.
Mate, no, definitely.
Yeah, 100%?
Yeah, mate, 100%. 100% that this guy knows the game. He played the game. Who with? When did he start? He started with South or Redcliffe?
I think he started up in Brisbane with South, I think.
Yeah, South.
By memory?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, he was a fullback, yeah.
I think played for Australia as well, I think.
Yeah, I think he got one game or something.
Yeah, for Australia.
Yeah, mate, he knows the game. He loves the game. Otherwise, he wouldn't have coached the game for the last 40 years.
Yeah, for sure. How much longer do you think Wayne has got coaching in him?
It's up to him.
Yeah, do you think he'll just coach? Yeah, do you think he'll just coach until he wants to, or just coach forever?
Okay, how old was Jack Gibson?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'd have to look that one up, but I guess he would be about the same age as what Wayne is now, even younger than what Wayne is at the moment.
Like Jack was a different build to Wayne. Like Wayne, look at Wayne, he's still fit. He's got a bit of skin cancer. Fuck me dead. Who knows? That's up to Wayne. And let's say the Eels come to him and say, we'll give you a 3-year contract on $2 million a year. I don't know. Wayne will probably just take it up and say, I could retire at 78.
And then enjoy life.
What's he going to do with all the money in the bank?
Yeah, that's it. Then enjoy life. Do you think he would be the right fit for Parramatta? We see at the moment Brad Arthur under a bit of pressure as head coach.
No, I don't.
No?
No, I don't, mate. I really don't. I just think that Brad Arthur. Okay, how many premierships Brad Arthur won with Barrett? Only one, yeah?
He's made one grand final. He hasn't won any premierships with Parramatta, so he's made one grand final against the Panthers in 2022. But there certainly is a lot of pressure on him at the moment with the way Parramatta is performing, and there has been a little bit of talk about Wayne Bennett coming to Parramatta. Do you think do you think the thing, if Parramatta want Wayne at the club, do you think they just have to offer him whatever he wants?
Whatever he wants, yeah. Well, I don't know what Brad Arthur gets paid. I don't know what they'd offer Wayne Bennett. Okay. But I think I spoke to you before about where is the fresh coaching staff coming from? Where are the people coming from that at like sort of just new people?
Yeah, that's it. There's not a lot of coaching talent out there at the moment. There is a few here and there that are without a job. I mean, there's Michael Maguire, who's now got the State of Origin job. There's Jeff Tuvey, if he ever wants to come back to head coaching. Justin Holbrook is currently the assistant coach at the Roosters. I'm sure he would like another head coaching job. We've just seen Shane Flanagan and Des Hasler come back into the NRL, so there isn't a lot out there, I guess, in terms of the names being mentioned. Jason Riles, former assistant at the Melbourne Storm, he's been mentioned as well as a potential future head coach. So yeah, you're right. There's not a lot out there. There's only 17 head coaching positions in the NRL each year.
Fuck, man, I would go coach the Eels. I reckon good job. I was up the Gold Coast there, right? And coached a couple of teams up there. And won fucking 3 premierships in a row.
Yeah, how was that? How was that experience for you? Was coaching one of the things that you thought that you'd end up doing after playing?
Never ever, Troy. Like, mate, I was always the business person, right? I just ran businesses, own property, owned hotels, etc., etc. I never ever thought, like, as I said to you before, rugby league to me was a hobby.
Yeah.
And I, it's only that I could just do it.
Yeah.
Right? So it wasn't a career for me. But So through all my business, I can people manage,
Okay.
right? So,
Yep.
and that's what rugby league's about. That's what coaching's about. You got to be able to manage your players mentally because they're all physically able. You can understand that, right?
Yep.
They're all physically able, right? And the people behind the scenes, they make them able. Whereas the person who is driving the ship needs to make sure they got the right mindset.
Yeah, definitely going into a game for sure. They need that leader to.
Through the whole week, Troy. Through the whole week, mate. Not just the day off. Through the whole week. So if Brad, I don't know the way the guy coaches. Okay, wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
But if he is not in these guys' minds every day, well, they're not gonna play for him.
And that's what you want in a coach. You want to, or
That's
in a
what
team.
you need. Not what you want. It's what you need.
Yeah, you need the players playing for the coach, and then you'll see the results on the field for sure.
Yeah, and we go back to Phil Economides, right? Like we had a stitched together team up there on the Gold Coast, the Chargers.
Yep.
We made it for the first time ever to the semi-finals because Phil wasn't the best coach, but he was the best person.
And that's right. Got you guys up for the games, obviously, and
in our heads, right? So Parramatta needs to get somebody there who can get inside these boys' heads. Okay, today's a little bit different. When I played, okay, we were all Caucasians back in my day, right?
Yep.
So there's a lot of older players these days, which is fantastic because they are great athletes, right? But their culture is obviously different to ours.
Yep.
So bringing somebody as an assistant who is an older, who can communicate with them and say, this is what you need to do for your coach. Can you understand what I'm tracking?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen Wayne coach New Zealand to a World Cup final victory. He was an assistant coach, I think, with Stephen Kearney in 2008. Coach of another nation, so you could just see what he did for the New Zealand team that year as well, and he's also coached England as well in World Cups and Test matches, so he certainly does have that presence and that influence over players.
Yeah, but I'm not saying way better. I'm not saying way better. I'm saying somebody. There's got to be, which I don't know who it is, mate. I really don't know who it is, but there's got to be some fresh talent out there which has, like Wayne was the police force, right? So he did all the stuff through the police force. He learnt stuff through that. He played the game, and then he coached the game. Okay, but there's got to be somebody out there rather than just all the old fellas. Like, even myself, I'm 55 years old. I'd love to go and coach Parramatta and say, well, next year we are with the premiership. But I would have somebody from the islands behind me to relay my message.
Okay. Yep.
Right? Because they, as I said, communication is the problem. Brad can go in there at halftime and go fucking ba 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 ba. Well, 3/4 of his team are Islanders. They don't even fucking listen to him.
So you think that connection is not there?
Well, so they don't need to sack Brad. They need to just give him somebody behind him.
So you think someone to come in and help Brad coach the team and, as you said, get that message across, the communication piece?
Yeah, but not bloody Wayne Bennett. They need, as I said, 3/4 of their team are Islanders. They need a Ben Teo or somebody to come in the background behind him to communicate with the boys. And when I say boys, they say bros.
Yeah. I think Ben Teo's coaching up at Redcliffe, I think, at the moment in the Queensland Cup. So he's an up-and-coming coach. He would be, I would recommend, which, as I say, mate, I've watched the game for 7 years. I've only started watching it again. But that would be my pick choice. Do you think you need a Parramatta person, or you can have a person that's outside of Parramatta to coach the team, or be an assistant?
What are you talking about? Jobs for the boys at Parramatta?
No, I'm just saying, you could have. Do you need someone who has a love for the club, not necessarily a job for the boys, but
what about? Just come to mind. What about Jim Newby?
Yeah, he could be a head coach. He has done.
No, not head coach. I'm not flicking Brad. I'm not saying he's done a bad job. Okay, I don't think he's doing a bad job. Who's his assistant at the moment?
Trent Barrett is one of the assistant coaches there. So former coach of Manly and Bulldogs.
Yeah. So Trent's played for Para. I played against Trent. Okay, but what I'm trying to say to you, well, maybe they need a third, mate. Maybe they need a third to communicate with these, to the 75% of their player roster, and say the third person that's in there, they're only going to be assistant to the assistant, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I think Jim Dimmick is a good shout because he has played the game at the highest level and he has played at Parramatta as well, and is certainly loved by the Pacific Islander, players, being, I think, Tongan descent himself.
Yeah, exactly. It's just something that just come to my head. Either him. I heard Ben Teo on the radio the other day. He was commentating on Triple M. Yeah. Yep. Right. So that's it. But, mate, as I said, I've been away for 7 years. So I don't know the game as much as what I did in the past. I can only go from the outside in.
Yep. Well, that was certainly a good little insight there into Wayne Bennett and the influence that he's had on other players and throughout the game, throughout his career, and a good little talk there about Brad Arthur and what possibly could happen and what possibly he needs at the club as well.
Yeah, and I just wanted to clarify that. Like Wayne, as much as in my opinion, okay, is not good, but the way that he has evolved other people is the best.
And can you believe he's still coaching today?
Oh, not really, but Wayne's about Wayne, yeah. and Wayne's about money. So that's what it is.
So a couple of weeks ago, there was a little bit of talk about him and Parramatta. So do you think that's the secret to getting Wayne Bennett to Parramatta, his money?
No, definitely. Like, it doesn't matter. Whoever throws the most at him, he'll go. Like, I never seen an Australian coach New Zealand and coach England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I don't think any other coach would have done that.
No, that's true. Is there a funny Wayne Bennett story that you can share with us? One that stands out?
No. I did an interview with Daniel Payne. He did that yesterday's Heroes book.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and I think I said enough of that, just exactly what you said then. Wayne's about Wayne, and that's what it is.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Now, your anniversary of your first grade debut is coming up very shortly. It was Sunday the 1st of May, 1988 versus the Roosters at Lang Park. What do you remember about your first grade debut against the Roosters?
Shit, I can't remember yesterday. What do you... First of May 1988. Geez, I honestly, I could not tell you.
Nah, that's all right. We'll move on. What was it like then to have the likes of Wally Lewis, Alan Langer, Gene Miles in your team?
Oh, that was fantastic. You know, like sort of, Wally was a good, great leader. You know, and Gene Miles was probably my number one hero, like growing up through football. So it was good to play with him. You know, and Wally, Alfie was always the team. Well, I wouldn't call him the clown, but yeah. You know, he was always the joker. You know,
okay.
So it was great. You know, and like all the other players, like Kilroy, you got Dowling, Niebling, you got there was heaps.
Yeah, definitely. And at the Broncos, you played centre, wing, and second row. Was wing your favourite position to play? But then, was it hard to get that position with the likes of Willie Kahn and Michael Hancock there as well?
Yeah, it was. You got to look at it, Troy. Like rugby league to me, it wasn't a career. It was something I could do. Okay. So it was like a hobby to me.
Yeah.
So it didn't worry me if I only played 10 first grade games a year.
Yeah.
You know, but I enjoyed the wing because I wasn't the best trainer. So I could always have a spell out in the wing. You know, I can always catch my breath on the wing. Whereas up and back, second row, used to take a fair bit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely in the middle of the field there. It's always tough. I think I heard a story once or twice before that Eric Grove Sr., he probably wasn't the best trainer as well, but geez, he could turn it on the field.
Oh, definitely. You know, and that's I was a power player. You know, I wasn't an endurance player. I was just hit them up and just do it as hard as I could when I could.
Did you see because you started at the Broncos in 88 and then finished there in 93, but during those first couple of years, could you sense that the Broncos were building towards something special? Because they won the premiership in 92, 93.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody expected them to do it overnight. So they had their plan set out. And maybe they might have been a 4-year plan, but, 88. So that 4-year plan worked out for them, winning it in 92, and then backing it up in 93. But one thing is, I played pretty good in 92, and I probably should have got a run on in the grand final that day, but Tony Curry got the last sort of reserve spot, and he ran on because that was his final year. That's what Wayne told me after the game. He said, mate, sorry, but it was TC's last year, so I give him the go. I said, man, I don't care.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Yeah, well, in 94, you make your way to Parramatta. Did you feel like you were on the outer at Brisbane, or you felt like you needed a change of club?
I Yeah, I knew it changed. That was more of a personal thing, mate. Like I separated from my wife, who was Barry Moreno's daughter.
Okay.
So it was more maybe a political, personal reason. That's all. Like I could have stayed at Brisbane for 10 years.
Yeah.
If I didn't split up with Robin.
Okay, so you needed a new, fresh change, and you came down to the Eels, and your first game for them was actually against the Broncos at QE2 Stadium, where Parramatta the year before, in those early 90s, they had the wood on the Broncos, actually, because in 92 they beat the Broncos 12-8, and then this game that you played in was 16-all. What was it like playing against your old teammates?
Well, actually, Paul Dunn actually passed the ball to me on the death. At the death, the ball went backwards, but they called it forward, and I scored the try in the corner, which would have won the game, right?
Yeah.
But the ref called it forward. It was nowhere near forward, but that's what happened. That's the way it goes. Because they didn't have the video ref back there either.
No, that's it. Was it friendly fire against your old teammates? Was there like any friendly head rubs in the ground or anything like that?
No, I cleaned up. Bloody Steve Reynolds. I think I ended up getting 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
For a shoulder charge or some bloody thing. It was a good tackle, but it was. I think it was the only time I've ever been suspended. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Was it tough playing at Parramatta in those early 90s? Because
it was, mate. It was. We were. Which I just went to last Saturday. We went to the reunion, which was our 30-year reunion. So I organised all the boys to get together.
Nice.
It was like 20 of us or so turned up. So that was pretty good. And I just said to myself, I was going to get some shirts made up and saying, not real good on the field, but the best off the field, right? Because we partied pretty hard back there in '94, and we were pretty good off the field.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what you sort of need at a club, isn't it? You need to have that connection off the field as well as on the field, because usually that translates onto the field. But it was a tough time at Parramatta after those legends retired, and a bit of a rebuilding phase, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course. And, mate, like, sort of, Parramatta's biggest downfall, which, from me, when I look from outside looking in, is they just kept giving jobs to the old boys. The old boys weren't necessarily up to the task, but they kept looking after them.
Yeah,
which is not bad, but you got to put, like, it's horses for courses. Yeah, you put the right person in the right job.
Okay, yeah. So we're seeing at the moment in this current year of 2024, Brad Arthur under a little bit of pressure in his job. He is an old Parramatta old boy. Do you think that potentially another coach from outside of Parramatta is a good option?
I don't think so. I've seen a bit of the news. Like, so that guy's been there for 11 years. So it's not as though he can't coach. He's taken them to premierships, right? So a couple of years ago they played against Penrith or something.
Yep, in the grand final.
Right? Yeah, so I've been in Thailand for the last 7 years. So that's I probably only watch the grand final every year, but that's the only football I've seen for 7 years.
Okay.
Right, but obviously, if they've got him there for 11 years, and from what he's saying, well, I'm not going to be babysat by Wayne Bennett if he comes here and becomes coaching director or whatever they call it, which is fair enough, because the guy's giving good service. Now, who else are you going to put in there? Unless they really get some young, fresh ideas that these players are going to run off. That's all. That's the only way I can see it being resolved.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a tough situation at the moment. Let's just go back to the old boys' day from last 2 weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, you wanted to catch up with pretty much everyone, but was there anyone that you were particularly really looking forward to catching up with?
Oh, I've got like Scotty Marn. Scotty Marn and I were really good mates there at Parramatta. Peter McPhail, Nobby Clark.
Yeah.
Probably those. What's his name? Chrissy Lawler.
Yeah.
Because he played up at the Gold Coast as well. I just I got around and spoke to everybody. Like Jimmy Stafford was there, and he's a bit of a joker. But we got around. Joe Bartolo was there. John Fernley.
Yeah, it's really good that everyone gets together like that because I mean it's important, isn't it? It's mateship that, as you said, 30 years later that you guys are still getting together and having a laugh, and no doubt stories got bigger and better, and tries that you scored got bigger and better as well.
Yeah, exactly. I came home, like we started at 10 o'clock in the morning. I got after the game, sort of, so 8:30 sort of, I got the lift home, and but it was just like I was feeling like sort of like very happy about the whole day, like sort of, and just as I say, catching up with everybody was really good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, 1995, the Super League war happened that year. Did that affect you at all during that time?
I was on this. Okay, this is a story for you, Troy. So I was on my way in to see Michael O'Connor, right? And he's already told me what sort of check he was going to give me and the contract and everything like that.
Yep.
And just due to politics, he called me halfway in and said, "Oh, Brett, you can't. We haven't got anything for you now because that Aaron Miranda's called me up and said, I don't want you guys to sign the two Plowman boys."
Okay.
It was just out of spite, Troy, like because I split up with his daughter and shit like that. Like that's all it was. Yeah. So not a problem. So I just continued on with. I went over after Para. I went over to Widnes.
Okay. Yeah.
6 months, but they couldn't afford to pay me. That's why I ended up back at the Chargers.
What was that English experience like? I mean, there was 5 appearances there. Did you like playing over in England?
It was like a $40,000 holiday.
Yeah, nice.
That's basically what it was. It cost me $40,000 to go there for 6 months.
Yeah.
But we got around. We went to France. We went to Buddy Island. But that coach back Lawton, like he was a real ass. He told me, he said, well, the only way we can pay you is through insurance.
Okay.
Because that's what they do with their players over there.
Yeah.
And he said, so you got a hamstring. Right, okay. So then he put me in the office. He said, oh, listen, you might as well go to Ireland, go for a couple of weeks and just check out the place, yeah? So, yeah, right. So then when I got back, he's going, due to you not turning up to training, we're going to cut your contract.
Okay, wow.
And I said, yeah, fucking prick.
Yeah, wow. That's, certainly, as you said, politics and unbelievable, that one, to do that to you. Was there ever any thought of going back to England after Gold Coast at all?
Oh, I don't know. But I as I said, like since I was 19, I had my own businesses.
Okay.
Right? So I had businesses, I've had pubs and, property investment and all that sort of stuff. So as I said, football wasn't a career for me. It was just something I could do. Okay. And I just moved into an advertising agency on the Gold Coast.
Okay, yep.
And just ran that and plus some property and that sort of stuff. So, but That's where it was. But you know, by the time I was like 28 or so, like my body was pretty wrecked. I had you know, 5 or 6 operations on my left knee. You know, two reconstructions. So it wasn't. As I said, my body had had enough. 10 years of
It was
body
telling you.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was telling you. Who were the pests or annoying ones at Parramatta whilst you were there?
Who were the pests? Oh, tippers, creepers.
Who were the jokers at Parramatta?
I don't know. Maybe Stewie Galbraith.
Okay, yeah.
I reckon that all those halfbacks are always the jokers.
Yeah.
But not everybody sort of. We really clicked, and that's why it was disappointing that we didn't click as well on the field.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, Stewie's a good bloke. I had him on the podcast a couple of years ago, and yeah, it was a great chat. He certainly made his mark at Parramatta when he was there, especially in that game against Great Britain in 1992 before you got there. But yeah, great player for a couple of years there at Parramatta. When you moved to the Gold Coast, ironically, your first game was against Parramatta again in '96. What was it like playing against Parramatta?
I told you, Troy. I don't remember yesterday.
Did they get into you? Do you think?
No, they didn't. Did we win? Did Gold Coast win?
Let me find out.
I think we did. I think we might have.
You did?
That
You did? You
that
came
might
off...
have been the year we might have been the year we made the semi-finals.
The year before, but you did win that game 27-14. It was played at Parramatta, and you came off the bench that day against the Eels. And Phil Economides was the coach of your team. Yeah. Do you think he was a bit of a underrated coach?
Well, Phil was a great guy that we, as a team, I wouldn't say technically a good coach, but just a person that you're willing to play for, which is important.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So he got coach of the year there when we made the semi-finals.
Yeah, the first time that the Gold Coast had made the finals. Obviously, that would probably rank a little bit high on your rugby league achievements, being in a club that makes the finals for the first time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we had good guys there too, like Graham Mackay, Marty Bella. I think Smiley Campbell from Parramatta came there. Troy Campbell. Chrissy Lawler.
Jamie Goddard,
yeah, played Queensland. You had that. You had the Maori halfback. I forget what his name was.
He had Dave Watson as captain.
Dave Watson, yeah.
Lee Odenryan as well, former Parramatta player.
Leroy. See, Leroy lives with me. He lived in my house.
Okay. Yeah. What was Lee Odenryan like to live with?
Yeah, he's right. We liked fishing, right? Yeah. We love fishing, so we go fishing all the time. So that was good. Yeah, but he's a bit of a handful. Put it that way. I'd put it that way.
Yeah, nah, fair enough. Well, time for some common league questions. Did you have a favourite game at all that you played during your career, or you just love playing footy?
Yeah, no, probably days. Not really. I just every game moved into each other. It wasn't, there was nothing special about any other day.
Yeah, no, fair enough. What about other than your home ground? Did you have a favourite ground that you used to love playing at?
Oh, I liked Balmain and Brookie.
Okay.
Those little, Leichhardt and Manly. I like those smaller grounds.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like so Lake Park was probably my favourite, followed by those couple. You know, even Bankstown, like, you know, when Canterbury there. I like those little fields.
The suburban grounds.
Yeah.
What about one that you didn't like playing at? Was there one that stands out?
No, not really. Like,
Nah.
what is it? A football field's a football field.
Yeah, no, a lot of players say Canberra probably because of the cold. They've said
that could be a possibility. I didn't even think of that, but, you know, but I sweat minus 5, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's it. Who would have been the hardest player to tackle?
Oh, there's a guy that Tunks, I think his name's Tunks, wasn't it? From
Peter
North
Tunks.
Sydney. North Sydney.
Yeah, Canterbury.
Big tall wiry guy. Tunks. No, not Tunks. Because no. Oh, geez, what's his name? What was his name? He was a proper second row for North Sydney. He was hard, like if you hit his legs, it's like hitting steel.
There was probably David Fairley, Gary Larson.
Alan, no, Toole.
Oh, yes, Adrian Toole.
Adrian Toole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, definitely. Is there a player that you wanted to play with but never got the opportunity to play with?
Probably Brad Clyde.
Yeah. Yeah, he certainly changed that lock forward position. What about in today's game? Do you think you would like to play with someone in today's game?
Oh, I couldn't keep up with them, mate. They're too quick. Holy hell, like you got that Reese, they're just too quick. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Just going back to grounds, the old boys, they did a lap of honour around CommBank Stadium. You played at Parramatta Stadium. What are your thoughts on CommBank Stadium?
Oh, it was good. Like I went with that Jimmy Stafford. We were in the Cumberland Lounge there. So you're sort of on that first level, like sort of looking down on the ground, which is great. Like sort of, I spent a bit of time just sitting on the tables inside, talking to a few people, and then I went out for the second half and watched it. And it was great. You could feel and you could hear the hits.
Yeah.
You know, which is great. And that's why people go to rugby league.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Well, you mentioned before that you were in Thailand for 7 years, and now you're back. Do you watch football constantly now that you're back in Australia?
I watch it on when I'm not working.
Yeah.
Like sort of maybe I watched a couple of Thursday night games, but I get home, I'm 10 minutes asleep. You know, after 10 minutes, I'm asleep.
Yeah, no, that's.
I go to work. I leave here at 3:30 in the morning, so I'm at work, and then then I'm home at sort of 6:30. So.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. It can be a bit of a late day. I know how you feel sometimes. I'll fall asleep in the recliner watching the games as well, for getting up early. But I've got time for some listener questions, and I've got one from your former Parramatta teammate Marty McKenzie, and he says to say hello, and he says that I hear that you're fond of a spa bath on the Gold Coast. That sounds a bit interesting, that story.
Oh, that was I think that was our first trip away, and we stayed at the Ocean Blue Resort on the Gold Coast.
Yep.
And they had a big pool area, and when we got there, they took us in purposely, and they said, "Now these are the rules." Yeah, righto. Okay, yeah, we'll listen to them. Yeah, righto. We must have broken every one of them. There was I don't know. There were these kids and a mum and that in the spa bath, and I went and did a bomb dive in the spa bath, and threw them all out of the spa bath. So that's probably what he's referring to, I'd say. And then I had a slippery pole, like the slippery pole going across the pool. So you get on with your pillow and that sort of stuff, how a pillow fight and that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
it was a good time. Good time.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, another good friend of the podcast, Troy Campbell, your ex-teammate at Parramatta, he said to ask about the time a possum ate, I think it was McDonald's, off your chest whilst asleep in the driveway across from the club.
Why are they throwing me under the bus for?
Oh, it sounds like an interesting story.
Yeah, we went out. That was my first ever night out at Parramatta. And I went out with the boys, Smiley and Marty and that, and a few others. And then, so we had a few drinks. And then the McDonald's is not far, like 100 metres away from their units where they were staying. So I was staying with them. So I got back to the unit and I was sort of just lied down on the driveway with the McDonald's, and I went to sleep. And this bloody possum's come on and ripped open all the bag and started eating the hamburgers.
Did it wake you up?
No, they come down and get me.
Did the possum wake you up?
No, the possum didn't wake me up. No. The boys come down and got me. They saw it. And they come down and got me.
Funny. Well, time for a quick top 10, and it's just a simple yes or no, or you can elaborate on it. But we'll start off with, what's your favourite, barbecue or tomato sauce?
Oh, barbecue is obviously a nice big rump steak on barbie. And tomato sauce, I think all I've ever really had is Heinz.
Yeah, nice. On a plane, window or aisle seat?
Window.
Yeah, nice. Pineapple on pizza, is that a yes or a no?
Why not?
Yeah. Tea? Are you a tea or coffee man?
Coffee.
Arnold or Sylvester? As in Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone?
I'll be back.
Nice. Well, I'm tipping this answer might be McDonald's, but McDonald's or KFC?
Oh, Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's, okay.
Hungry Jack's, 100%. Flame grilled.
Yeah, home of the Whopper. Well, I think I know the answer to this one. Morning or night person?
I wasn't a morning person, but now I am.
Yeah. Summer or winter? Which one?
Winter.
Nice. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke Zero.
Yeah, nice. Well, going back to your playing days, cardio or weights?
Neither. If you ask about pests, I used to be a pest of the gym. I used to sort of walk around.
Yeah.
All the boys there are pumping weights and everything. I'm just walking around. And when Kelvin Giles used to come in, I used to lie on a bench and then sort of pretend to do some weights.
Did you get away with it?
Yeah, because I was big enough. I was big enough anyway. I started doing weights and I got bigger, and I thought, I don't want to get this big.
Nah, fair enough. We'll wrap things up with the set of 6 questions. And is there a favourite sport outside of rugby league?
I enjoy playing golf.
Yeah. Have you ever hit a hole in one?
Yeah, I've had 3.
3? Oh, well, that's 3 more than me.
Yeah.
I had Paul Gow on the podcast a few months ago, former professional golfer and Parramatta fan. I think he's had 19 or 20 or something throughout his career. So
I was only watching that US Open, and like in the first day when they did with the kids and everything, they were all hitting hole-in-ones.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Shame it wasn't for a car when you got your 3, though, or some money. That would have been good.
No, that's right. Exactly right. It would have been nice if it was on a charity day or something.
Yeah, definitely. Favourite holiday destination?
Maldives. We had a great time. We went to Maldives there for a couple of weeks. That's it is like the huts out in the water and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
It's just
nice.
fantastic.
Yeah, no, the nice clear blue water.
The fish, they got the glass floor in your sleeping cabin. You just see all the fish and everything spread around.
No, it looks amazing. Who would be the most famous person you'd love to meet or would have loved to have met and have a chat with?
Jimmy Stafford, love this one. Kim Beazley.
Okay, yeah.
He called me Kim Beazley on those 2 Saturdays ago. And I said, I don't even look like him. He said, yeah, but you are Kim Beazley.
Fair enough. Well, I'm tipping then he might be in this one, but which 3 former teammates do you think you wouldn't want to be on a deserted island with and why?
Yeah, well, definitely him. But I didn't play with Jimmy. I don't know when he played. I think I left and he must have came.
Okay, yeah.
But who else would be annoying to be with?
Well, what about
Nobby Clark could be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Thurston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jonathan Thurston?
If I could tell you some stories about him, I would.
Well, why don't you?
No, I won't.
Oh, please do.
No.
No, fair enough. Who else?
Who else wouldn't I like to be on an island with? Wouldn't. Greg Dowling.
Okay, yeah. Why wouldn't you want to be stuck on an island with him?
I don't like his. I don't like his personality.
Yeah, no, fair enough. What's your specialty dish in the kitchen or on the barbecue?
What's more? Oh, listen, I'm an air fryer man.
Oh, yes. How good are they?
That is my favourite tool in the kitchen. And I do my steaks, I do my lambs, I do everything. I'm going to buy another one because I want to do my steaks in one and my chips in the other.
Oh, that's a smart idea. But, yeah, how good are air fryers? They've only come around, I think, in the last few years. But, yeah, we've got one here, and that's probably my capabilities as well. Just, chuck some chips in, some, chicken schnitzels or whatever, and cook away. They're a great
the best, 15, 20 minutes on 180, off to go, and then just go back into the room watching TV, go back outside, and she's all done.
Yeah, no, great invention, that one. And the last one, who's your favourite musician or band to listen to?
Oh, mate, I used to like that Daryl Braithwaite.
Yeah?
But one of my best is probably Pink. I love Pink.
Oh, yeah. What's your favourite Pink song?
Darling, what's my favourite Pink song?
What's it mean?
Pink. Pink and Ladies. What's that song that you put on the radio? On your phone. I think you must call.
Get that party started.
Hey,
Give me a reason.
give me a reason. That's it.
Okay, nice. Alicia Moore is her real name, in case you didn't know that one, but Pink's real name. But yeah, no, great entertainer, and just wrapped up a massive tour of Australia actually as well. So
Yeah, I heard on the radio they wouldn't let her into the nightclub.
yeah, I think that was down at Manly one day, I think, and that was pretty embarrassing, I think, for them.
Yeah, didn't have an ID or something.
Yeah, nah.
Oh,
Crazy.
she's got to be like 45 years old, isn't she?
Oh, easy. Well, Brett Plowman, thank you very much for joining me today on the Para Cave podcast. It's great to chat with a player that I watched play rugby league growing up with me watching rugby league, and played at the club that I love, the Parramatta Eels. So hopefully one day we can catch up and say good day, but thank you very much for your time on the Para Cave podcast today.
Pleasure, Troy. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for listening to Brett and his rugby league story. Certainly was an interesting one of a player that I grew up watching rugby league, and hopefully one day we can catch up and say good day, as well as he did play for the club that I love, the Parramatta Eels. I really thank you, Brett, for your time, and as I said, hope to catch up one day and say hello and talk some more rugby league. Now, listeners, as I said, tune in to the Instagram page as well for the new sponsor, League Tees, as we will be doing a giveaway of one of their great looking products. As I record this, I'm currently wearing my Cumberland Oval League tee, so they look great. An extensive range of league tees, AFL, cricket, Australia, rugby league, of course, so of all clubs, of all eras, so there's some great looking merchandise there, so check them out, leaguetees.com.au. As well as the other sponsors of the podcast, Jack's Pale Ale, exclusively available at Parramatta League Club, Shannon Cooney from Glenmore Park Realty, BTZD Teamwear, and the Parramatta Times, the official media partner of the Para Cave podcast. I really appreciate your sponsorship and your appreciate your continued sponsorship of the podcast. It helps it grow and reach many more people each and every week. So thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Also, the Para Cave podcast hats are still available for purchase, just $10 each. Just message me on social media. One of the social media channels if you are interested in purchasing one of those, just $10 each. I wear mine each and every interview I do. It is my go-to hat at the moment, and I wear them to games and stuff like that. So if you would like one, please send me a message and we'll organise getting one to you. Also, stay tuned to the podcast as well for the podcast that will be coming out each and every week, so hoping to do about 3 to 5 a week. There's the tipping podcast, there is obviously this interview-based podcast, game day preview podcast, game day or game day, I guess, round review podcast, and my preview and review replay chats with the Duckman on Pulse FM 89.9 FM of a week as well. So lots of content coming your way. I really hope that you are liking it and enjoying it. If there's anything you would like me to do or change, please let me know. If there's any guests that you would like me to try and get on the podcast, just let me know and I can do that. I can certainly try to reach out to them and get them on for a chat. I'm hoping to get some big names on the podcast soon and have a chat with them. I can't give away too much there. I'm in the process of trying to get that to happen. But if there is anyone that you would like me to interview or like to hear from that you haven't heard from in a while perhaps, or he's just one of your favourite players, then let me know and I'll see what I can do and I'll try and get them on the podcast for a chat, because I love talking rugby league and interviewing these players, because I grew up watching them play, and I love just asking the questions that I want to ask, and also I love giving it to you, the fans, as well, because without you guys listening, then I wouldn't be doing this, obviously, because I like to entertain and let you guys enjoy this. So please, if you do, give it a 5-star rating and review on the podcast platform that you are listening to. And if I see any reviews, and if I know of any reviews, I might even read them out on the podcast sometimes. So stay tuned for that one. So thank you very much for the support as well. Look, that's enough of this interview-based podcast. Thank you very much again listening to Brett Plowman and his rugby league story. Please share it amongst your family and friends if you think they would like it as well. And I will be back next time with another interview-based podcast on Thursday and plenty of other content during the week. Now, enjoy your rugby league during the weekend. Hope your footy team wins. Mine's not playing. It's got the bye this week, so guaranteed 2 points. You beauty. Love that. And I will enjoy my weekend. Not stressing about Parramatta this week. So you enjoy your weekend watching your rugby league team. Hope your team wins. And as I say, the Paracave podcast, for the fans, by the fan. Go Para!
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Paracave Podcast. See you next time.